There are three systems of writing used in Japanese: kanji, or Chinese characters, hiragana, and katakana. Of these three, kanji convey a meaning, while the two systems of kana, hiragana and katakana, represent sounds. Katakana is limited to certain special uses, such as the writing of words which have come into Japanese from foreign languages. Let's take the case of ike ga arimasu. Ike ga arimasu. That has 7 syllables, and we can write it in 7 hiragana letters, like this. The rules for writing kana are perfectly regular and correspond exactly to pronunciation, so if you learn how to write kana, you'll be able to write down Japanese with no trouble. Here is a chart showing you all the kana letters. If you just learn these, you'll be able to write Japanese. However, Japanese is ordinarily written in a mixture of kanji, Chinese characters, and kana. In writing ike ga arimasu, ike would normally be written in a Chinese character. Japanese can be written both horizontally and vertically. Let's take a look at a newspaper. Here, this headline is printed horizontally, but the text is printed vertically. We're going to learn how to write and pronounce these 5 hiragana letters. Do you see how full of curved lines they are? Round, curved shapes are a basic characteristic of hiragana writing. First, the letter A. Be careful to keep this vowel short in duration, meaning short and quick in time duration. Repeat it.
A. 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 I. I. I.
This is the vowel I. When pronouncing it, say it sharply and quickly. Try repeating it yourself.
I. I. I.
Next, U. In pronouncing this sound, it is important to let your lips relax without rounding them. Like the first 2 sounds, U is also short and clipped. Let's practice repeating it.
U. 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 E. E. E.
The 4th Japanese vowel is E. When pronouncing it, be careful not to open your mouth very widely. This sound is also short in duration. Practice pronouncing it.
E. 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 O. O. O.
The final Japanese vowel O is also sharp and short in duration. Be very, very careful not to stretch it into the diphthong O. Keep it short and clipped. Now try it.
O. 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 A. I. U. E. O.
Do you remember the points to be careful of in pronouncing them?
A. A. A.
Be sure to keep this vowel short in time duration.
あの、あれ、赤い。
There may be some letters here you can't read yet, but can you identify each of the A's?
い、 い、い、
This Japanese sound must be short, sharp, and clipped.
椅子、犬、池。う、う、う。
To pronounce this well, don't round your lips. Let them relax.
上、内、後ろ。え、え、え。
Don't open your mouth very wide when you pronounce this syllable. And keep it short, too.
上、1円、駅。
Did you notice that e was pronounced the same way in each of these words?
お、お、お。
Finally comes o. This must be a short, clipped sound. Be very careful not to lengthen it into the diphthong o.
お金、お皿、青い。あ、あ、あ。い、い、い。う、う、う。え、え、え。お、お、お。か、き、く、け、こ。
Let's work on these 5 letters.
か、か、か。傘、赤い、中。
There are probably some letters here that you haven't learned yet, but the point is that the pronunciation of ka is always the same, no matter what its position in the word.
き、き、き。君、秋、駅。く、く、く。車、いくら、6。け、け、け。今朝、池。こ、こ、こ。ここ、あそこ、猫。あ、あ、あ。お、お、お。青。さ、し、す、せ、そ。
We're going to learn how to write and pronounce these 5 letters.
さ、さ、さ。酒、お皿、傘。し、し、し。 下、後ろ、石、す、す、す、少し、椅子、明日、せ、せ、せ、世界、汗、そ、そ、そ、そこ、それ、あそこ、か、か、か、さ、さ、さ、傘、た、ち、つ、て、と、た、た、た、たばこ、私、した、ち、ち、ち、近く、うち、一、つ、つ、つ、
The ts sound at the beginning of this syllable is like the sound at the end of the English word its.
机、お釣り、五つ、手、手、手、手紙、相手、と、と、と、年、音、な、に、ぬ、ね、の。
Let's practice these 5 letters.
な、な、な、中、汚い、あなた、に、に、に、荷物、何、ぬ、ぬ、ぬ、犬、絹、ね、ね、ね、猫、お金、の、の、の、この、その、あの、こ、こ、こ、い、い、 い猫犬はひふへほ
We're going to practice the writing and pronunciation of these 5 syllables.
ははははい箱八ひひひ
This syllable sounds very similar to the English word he, but the Japanese sound is more clipped and is produced with more friction.
人朝日ふふふ
To produce this sound, bring your upper and lower lips close together and let your breath pass through the narrow opening between them. Be careful not to tense your lips or round them or stick them out. Try to keep the opening between your lips level and flat as you pronounce this sound.
服二つ
The sound in fu differs from both an English H and an English F. Be particularly careful not to let your upper teeth touch your lower lip as in the English sound f.
へへへ部屋下手ほほほ本日本
We've come pretty far in our presentation of Hiragana letters, and there aren't too many more to go.
まみむめも
We'll examine these 5 Hiragana letters.
ままま前います頭みみみ見せます紙君むむむ胸飲む目目目メガネ雨閉めますももも桃着物荷物目目目ぬぬぬ亀犬はははななな花ら り、る、れ、ろ。
We're going to practice these 5 letters. To produce the consonant sound at the beginning of these syllables, flick the tip of your tongue against the part of the gums just behind the upper teeth. Be sure to use only the tip of your tongue and to make the flicking movement quick and light. This sound is different from both an English R and an English L, so be careful.
ら、ら、ら。こちら、お皿。り、り、り。あります。乗ります。つもり。る、る、る。車、送る。ある。れ、れ、れ。これ、それ、あれ。ろ、ろ、ろ。6、色、後ろ。
As far as the basic hiragana letters are concerned, we have only 5 to go. So after we've learned them, all we'll have left to do is to learn a few of the finer points of using hiragana. Well, what are those 5 letters that are left? Let's see.
や、ゆ、よ、わ、ん。や、や、や。休み、部屋。ゆ、ゆ、ゆ。雪、お湯。よ、よ、よ。夜、さよなら。わ、わ、わ。
This sound wa is more relaxed than the sound in English words like water, so be careful not to round your lips when pronouncing it.
私、庭。うん、うん、うん。
I have often said that Japanese hiragana letters are pronounced in the same way no matter where they appear in a word, but this last one is an exception, for it is pronounced slightly differently depending on the sound that follows it. Another very important thing about this letter is that it represents one syllable and is given exactly the same time value as any other syllable. As an example, let's listen to the pronunciation of the word meaning operation of a vehicle.
運転、運転。
Next, listen to the word meaning a fight.
喧嘩、喧嘩。
See? Each of the syllables is given one beat. We've covered almost all the hiragana letters, so today we will begin to take up some of the finer points of writing with them. We've already learned how to read this letter when it is written full-sized. How should it be pronounced?
つ、つ。
But when it's written small like this, It has a very important special function. Listen to this.
来て、来て、
Now, listen to how it sounds with a small ts inserted.
来て、来て。
The small letter itself wasn't pronounced, was it? No, this small ts serves only as a sign to tell us to stop our breath for an instant with our mouths in position for the following consonant sound. The length of that instant is exactly the length of one syllable.
いた、行った、歌、売った。
You've probably realized it by now, but in these pairs there is absolutely no connection in meaning between the word with the small ts and the word without it. Have you been able to get something of the feel of these syllables marked by a small ts? Perhaps it would help if I pointed out that something of the same thing sometimes happens in English, too. Think about the word bookkeeper. It's not bookkeeper, but bookkeeper. Now, Japanese also has lengthened vowels. Listen.
お母さん、お母さん。
What's important here is that the extra length of the vowel is equivalent to one syllable and receives one beat, just like every other syllable. And in writing, the lengthening of syllables containing the ah sound is indicated by writing the letter ah. Listen again.
お母さん。
And now, here is an example of the E sound lengthened. The lengthened syllable is represented by writing the letter E.
いいえ、
And finally, let's hear the U sound lengthened. In writing, this lengthened syllable is represented by the letter U.
空気。
We'll find out more about writing long vowels in Japanese in the next lesson.
「風鈴」。
In the last lesson, we saw how the vowels a, I, and U are written when they're lengthened. Today, we'll see what to write when the other two vowels, e and o, are to be lengthened. First, to indicate that the e sound is to be lengthened, the letter I is added. Here's an example.
平和。
When the letter I is used like this to indicate the lengthening of the I or e sounds, it can be regarded simply as a symbol that marks a long vowel. Here's another example.
時計。
And finally, the lengthening of the o sound is indicated by writing an u after it. For example,
放送。
there are also some words in which the lengthening of the o sound is indicated by writing another o, but such words are few in number. Here's another example of u used to mark the lengthening of an o sound.
おはよう。灯籠。 が、ぎ、ぐ、げ、ご。
These 5 letters themselves are ones we've already learned. But today, they have 2 little marks to their upper right. Let's see how these marks affect their pronunciation.
か、が、が。
So if you add these little marks, the pronunciation changes from ka to ga.
学校、いかが。
The pronunciation of this syllable, however, is a little different depending on its position in the word. If it comes at the beginning of a word, it is ga. But if it comes in the middle or at the end of a word, it is pronounced nga. There are also g and ng versions of the other letters we're going to take up today.
き、ぎ、ぎ。
Add these two marks to ki and you get gi.
銀行、右。く、ぐ、ぐ。
And with these dots, ku is pronounced gu.
偶数、まっすぐ。け、げ、げ。
These little marks also change ke to ge.
元気、影。こ、ご、ご。
And ko to go.
ご飯、午後。とんかつ。ざ、じ、ず、ぜ、ぞ。
In this lesson, we'll continue with our study of kana letters which have two little marks to their upper right. Let's find out how these marks change the pronunciation of sa, shi, su, se, and so.
さ、ざ、ざ。雑誌、銀座。し、じ、じ。時間、掃除。す、ず、ず。ずっと。水。せ、ぜ、ぜ。ぜひ、風。そ、ぞ、ぞ。ぞう、どうぞ。黒松。だ、で、ど。
We'll learn how to represent syllables made up of the D sound plus a vowel. However, in Japanese, d can only come before the vowels a, e, and o.
た、だ、だ。誰、まだ。て、で、で。電話。腕。と、ど、ど。 どれ、角、
When chi and tsu are followed by little dots, the result is not a D sound. Listen.
じ、じ、ず、ず、
These letters appear only rarely, but when they do, they are pronounced just like the letters G and Z.
明日の天気は曇り、時々雨。ば、び、ぶ、べ、ぼ、ぱ、ぴ、ぷ、ぺ、ぽ。
Let's find out how the pronunciation of the letters ha, hi, hu, he, and ho changes when additional marks are added. When two little marks appear at the upper right, the syllable begins with the B sound. And when a little circle is added at the upper right, the syllable begins with a P sound.
は、ば、ば、ばん、ぱ、ぱ、はっぱ、ひ、び、び、びん、ぴ、ぴ、鉛筆、ふ、ぶ、ぶ、ぶん、ぷ、ぷ、きっぷ、へ、べ、べ、食べる、ぺ、ぺ、いっぺん、ほ、ぼ、ぼ、帽子、ぽ、ぽ、散歩。団子。
Today we're going to take up three letters which are used to represent grammatical particles. First,
は、は、
you've already learned that this letter is pronounced ha, but it is also used in sentences to represent the grammatical particle wa.
これは本です。鍵はここです。へ、へ。
You know how to pronounce this too, but in sentences it does double duty and also serves to represent the particle e.
駅へ行きます。家へ来ます。お、お。
This is is the first time you've seen this letter because it is normally not used in words like nouns and verbs. In modern Japanese, it appears only when it is needed to represent the particle o.
傘を買います。本を読みます。
We've almost completed our study of hiragana writing, and the few points that remain tend to be irregular details, but we are almost finished, so stick with it.
止まれ、止まれ、止まれ。きゃ、きゅ、きょ。ぎゃ、ぎゅ、ぎょ。
We're going to take up two-letter combinations which are pronounced as one syllable. When these two letters are written full size, each is one syllable. Do you remember how they're pronounced?
き、や。
But when the ya is made smaller, the two become a blend which represents one syllable. Listen.
きゃ、きゃ。客。
There were only two beats there, representing two syllables, not three. This combination is also one syllable. Listen.
ぎゃ、ぎゃ。逆。
Now, do you remember how these two letters are pronounced?
き、ゆ。
That's right. But when the U is written as a small letter, the resulting combination sounds like this.
きゅ、きゅ。野球。
And if small dots are added after ki, the combination is pronounced like this.
ぎゅ、ぎゅ。野牛。
These letters, pronounced individually, are read like this.
き、よ。
But when they are written together like this, here's how they sound.
きょ、きょ。きょう。
And if two dots are added to the ki in this combination, we get
ぎょ、ぎょ。ぎょう。かに。しゃ、しゅ、しょ。じゃ、じゅ、じょ。
We're going to learn more about combinations of letters that are pronounced as one syllable. First, these two letters. You already know how to read them when they appear individually.
し、や。
In combination with the ya written as a small letter, they form this syllable.
しゃ、しゃ。写真。
Even though it takes two letters to write this syllable, it gets only one beat. Now, if we add two dots after the letter shi, the combination is pronounced like this.
じゃ、じゃ。邪魔。
If treated individually, these letters are read,
し、ゆ。
but when they are written in combination, they form this sound.
しゅ、しゅ。習字。
If the little dots are added after the letter shi, the resulting blend is
じゅ、じゅ。 10
When they are written full size, these two letters are,
しよ
but when the yo is written small after the shi, the results are different.
しょしょ正午
And with dots after the shi, this combination becomes
じょじょ上手自転車茶ちゅちょにゃにゅにょ
We're going to learn some more single syllables that are written with two letters. First, let's take up some combinations that begin with the letter chi.
ちや茶茶茶碗お茶ちゆちゅちゅ注意途中ちよちょちょちょっとイチョウ
Now, let's hear some combinations that begin with the letter ni.
にやにゃにゃにゆにゅにゅによにょにょおみくじひゃひゅひょびゃびゅびょぴゃぴゅぴょ
We have several more syllables that are written with two letters to take up. How are these read when they represent independent letters?
ひや
But when they are combined into one sound, they get just one beat.
ひゃひゃ
And with two marks added after the he, the combination is read this way.
びゃびゃ
If a small circle is used instead,
ぴゃぴゃ
separately, these letters are read this way.
ひゆ
But when they are combined in the same syllable, they sound like this.
ひゅひゅ
With the two little marks added after he, the resulting blend is
びゅびゅ
with a little circle,
ぴゅぴゅ
pronounced as independent syllables, these letters sound like this.
ひよ
But in combination, they are read this way.
ひょひょ
If two marks are added after he, the resulting syllable is
びょびょ
and if a small circle is used, the combination is read like this.
ぴょぴょ 乗り場。みゃ、みゅ、みょ、りゃ、りゅ、りょ。
We're going to have you listen to some more combinations of letters which are pronounced as one syllable. First, here are three which begin with the letter mi.
み、や、みゃ、みゃ、み、ゆ、みゅ、みゅ、み、よ、みょ、みょ。
And now, here are three more that begin with the letter d.
り、や、りゃ、りゃ、り、ゆ、りゅ、りゅ、り、よ、りょ、りょ。
Well, now we've covered all the syllables found in normal Japanese as well as all the hiragana letters.
漫画。
ミネさん、ボールペンで書いてもいいですか？
いいえ、これで書いてください。
はい。
ミネさん、漢字で書いてもいいですか？
いいえ、ひらがなで書いてください。